again. I got started doing these house concerts back in 2000 when I had when it was my honor to run the grants program for the Jim Beam Company, that most auspicious of all liquor companies. Out of Deerfield, Illinois, it was my privilege to award over $100,000 a year in grant monies to unsigned musicians and emerging artists.
Yeah, we went to that show.
Provided, of course, that they were over 21. And a young woman from Spokane, Washington, needed $3,000 to refurbish her van, to put new tires on it. And I said, "Where are you playing?" And she said, "I do house concerts." And I said, "What, pray tell, is a house concert?" And she said, "I commune and network with my fans and supporters and friends online, and I drive to their homes in the Seattle, Spokane, Washington area, Portland, Oregon, and I sit on the couch and play my songs and we pass the hat. That's how I make my living." And I knew that no one had ever attempted that who had been lucky enough to be standing on the right corner at the right moment and have a career in a very tough field, you know, the music industry, who had attempted it. So within several weeks, about 2 weeks, I found myself booked in living rooms and backyards and the homes of 90 Smithereens fans, coast to coast. And so here we are doing it still, and I believe it's an idea that a lot of people have caught on to. I think it's wonderful to bring the music to you rather than you guys have to come out to some horrible bar somewhere and, you know, spend a ton of money and deal with ingrates that don't treat you like human beings. In any event, it works both ways, it cuts both ways. I know for a fact it's caught on because even someone who is as successful and written as many hits as she has, Carole King has an album called The Living Room Tour. She went and did one of these as well, and Graham Parker and others. So thank you for your support and being so nice to me and letting me in the front door. And this is for Jo. She requested this. This was the lead-off track from my first solo album, which came out in 1999. The song is called Nobody But Me. You could try not remembering. You could try not to see. But there's no use remembering how things once used to be. 'Cause you have never been awake, a chance you didn't take, nobody but me. Nobody but me. You could try all those different things, all of those remedies. They don't mean much more anyway. They don't mean much to me. 'Cause you have never been awake, a chance you didn't take, nobody but me. Nobody but me. Nobody knows, no one kept standing the ground and made better sounds. I know nobody knows. I think they're crazy enough for letting it go. 'Cause no one knows. You could try not remembering.
try not to see. Well, there's no use remembering how things once used to be. You have never been awake, the chance you didn't take. Nobody but me. Nobody but me. Nobody but me. Nobody but me.
It's a blues. It really is. How come you didn't invite your friend Tommy to play guitar this time?
Tom?
Hey, he barely showed up.
Was that a white guitar like a Les Paul? What was it?
Your guitar was a Strat or something.
The Strat.
And we decided
I'm really sad that I didn't bring an extra guitar.
Come on, Ken.
I got a few
Get in tune for E flat, and then we'll save Blood and Roses till the end. You can play that, right? Songwriters get ideas from the oddest places. You can get ideas from the title of a movie. Everyone does that, including Bruce Springsteen, some of his most popular songs were based upon film titles, like All That Heaven Allows, Badlands. Born in the USA was a screenplay written by Paul Schrader, which later became a movie called Light of Day. So not only did Springsteen write a song called Born in the USA, he wrote the Change title as well, because he owed Paul Schrader one. That movie starred Joan Jett. This next song is entitled Yesterday Girl, and I was in England and I had to write a new album, and thank you. And I went to a used bookstore and I collect paperback books from the 50s because I like the graphics, the artwork is very unique, even more than the writing contained within the covers of the book. And it said other titles by this publisher, and it said Yesterday Girl. It also said Girl in Room 12. They had a thing about girls. And so I wrote this song not based upon anything that was contained in a book called Yesterday Girl, but rather just from the title, and I'll play it for you now.
I never think about the future, I just live for today. If you want a ready answer, I've got nothing to say. Please don't bother talking to me, I'll just disappoint you. Because I'm quite content to sit right here with nothing to do. Well, I'm not the singer that you used to know. Used to be the guy that had some place to go. But that was yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. You're my yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. I never wanna find an answer, 'cause I don't like the truth. If I find just what I'm looking for, it's something to lose. Please don't go and ask me questions, I just won't feel the same. kitchen where there's no one to blame. Well, I'm not the same guy that you used to know. Used to be the guy that had some place to go. That was yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. You're my yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. Hey, yeah, yeah. Tell me something new, then I might agree with you. I live for today, not just today. I never think about the future, I just live for today. If you want a ready answer, I got nothing to say. Well, I'm not the same guy that you used to know. Used to be the guy who had some place to go. But that was yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. You're my yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. Yesterday, girl. Okay. Again.
Very much. I'm trying to remember what stories I told last time, which I didn't. Did I tell you about my mother?
I don't think so.
Tell the mom stories? Oh, they take a long time to tell.
The best stories, though.
I gotta find a way to. All right, I'll do it before I do the house we used to live in, okay? The house we used to live in is a song about the town I grew up in, where I still live. It's called Scotch Plains, New Jersey. And it's about specifically the house where I was raised by my mom and dad. I was an only child. Now, being an only child, all I ever wanted was a pet of my own. I wanted a dog or a cat, something I could call my own, something to love, something to help a poor lonely child cope.
You're gonna make me cry.
But my mother hated animals. She just had a dislike. She was superstitious about cats. She hated cat hair and dog hair. Are there any kids here? Can I use the F word? Is that all right? 'Cause I never use it myself, but this is my mother. I did my mother back in 1965 when I was 10. You're not gonna get a fucking dog over my fucking dead body when I have a dog in this house. So I won a goldfish. I won several goldfish at a little carnival, and I took them home in a plastic bag full of water. She goes, all right, you can keep the fish. And she goes, but you gotta take care of them, or I'm gonna throw them out. I'll kill them. So, in any event, these fish grew to be the size of small sharks. They're like the biggest carp you've ever seen. And I never changed the water. And it's like you had to get like a stick to separate the silk, see if they were alive in there. So she would have to change the water every month. I'm not doing it, this is the last month. But I really was proud of these fish. In fact, my cousins and I were roughhousing, 10, 11 years old. And we knocked into the fish tank and broke it. And the fish wound up on the floor. Now they're this big and they're gasping for air. They're going. And I'm going, Mom. She says, oh no, look at their fish, right? She wouldn't make a move to pick them up, right? So we picked them up and they lived. And the water's clean now, new tank, the whole thing, right? So she would get really, she had no way of expressing herself. She would express her anger and her frustration by cleaning the house in the dead of winter and opening every window up. Every window in the house, in the middle of February, midwinter recess, vacation, would be open. I'd be freezing walking around the house, right? And instead of letting me sleep in during the vacation, every day I'd hear a sound right near my head, near the bed. The vacuum cleaner right near my head, right? Look, so, one night she really went nuts and she's cleaning the house and every window in the house is open. She finally shuts them, we're all freezing. My father never said a word, bless his heart. And I wake up in the morning and I go downstairs to make myself some breakfast. I'm 10 years old and the fish are gone. Not just the fish, but the tank, the stand. They've disappeared from the house, right? I said, Mom, where's my fish? She goes, I don't know. Because let's look around for them. I mean, it was like a 50-gallon tank. It was the biggest thing you ever saw, right? It was like the width of the couch, the length of the couch. And we're looking room to room. I said, Mom, where's my fish? She goes, I don't know. So maybe somebody came in last night and stole them. I was dumbfounded. And I went on the back porch, and there are the fish in the dead of winter in a frozen block of ice with the glass shattered, and the fish are in there, and they're like this. They don't know what hit them. She goes, oh my God, I was cleaning the house. I was vacuuming right over here, and I put them outside. And I must have forgot. Bet you none of you ever went through that, did you? So anyway, she felt bad. She had a guilt complex because I cried for my dead fish. But I was really more pissed off than anything. So she got me a hamster. Another animal that you could control by keeping in a cage and it wouldn't shed hair anywhere. So I loved this little hamster. And I named him Herman after Herman Munster. Did you ever see the Munsters TV show? Anybody remember that? Yeah. And I used to dote on this little creature. It would run in this wheel endlessly. It was nocturnal, so at night you'd hear the wheel going round and round, but also all hours of the day. And I thought it was so cute, and I finally had a little fuzzy pet. I could really have a lot of fun, with this little hamster. You could hold it in your hand and pet it. Not as much trouble as a dog, like where you could roll on the ground with it and, run with it and play. It was a much better pet than a dog. So, in any event, I love this thing and it grew to become a member of our family. And one morning, instead of being awoken by the vacuum cleaner at my ear, my mother is screaming and she's going, Patrick, wake up. Wake up, he's dead, Herman's dead, he's dead. Come to the stairs, he's dead. Right? And I run downstairs, my little 10-year-old heart is bursting out of my chest. And there is Herman, and he's alive, and he's running in the wheel. And I look at my mother, and she looks at me, and she goes, April Fools. See how I am the way I am? You can only take so much of it before you snap.
Where is she now?
She's back home in Jersey. You only have one mother and father. You know, when they're gone, there's no replacing them. So I forgive, but I don't forget. Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, that's profound, isn't it?
That's a song.
That's your new album title.
And then my dad, at one point, my dad said, "Son, you've been rehearsing in the basement for 6 years. You've got to stop. Come back and work on the garbage truck with me." That's what we did. I was a garbage man until I was 31 and we got a record deal. And I said, "I'm not doing it. I'm not quitting the band." It was the first time my dad and I ever cried over something, you know. And 6 months later, you know, he was sitting in the 10th row at Radio City Music Hall watching us play. You know, and so when I wrote this next song, The House We Used to Live In, it was almost an act of vengeance on my part. Really, he goes, that song about the house that I heard on WNEW, did you write that song about me and your mother? And I just went, I'll do it for you now. Sorry for the long story.
I miss WNEW.
It's gone forever. The world you knew, my son. What happened to my fingers? Well,
This is the house we used to live in. This is the place I used to know. This is the house we used to live in, where I thought I could always go. House that we used to live in, house where I left my heart, house that we used to live in, falling apart. This is the house we used to live in. This is the place that I once knew. This is the house we used to live in, where I would share my life with you. The house that we used to live in, house where I left my heart, house that we used to live in, falling apart. A house is not a home. When you live alone, you'll find it's much harder than, so much harder to believe. Ba 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 da, 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 ba. House that we used to live in, house where I left my heart, house that we used to live in, falling apart. Our house was not a home. We both felt alone. It seems that it is empty now, worn and broken like our dreams. This is the house we used to live in. This is a place in our green town. This is the house we used to live in. One that before they tear it down. House that we used to live in. House where I left my heart. House that we used to live in. Falling apart. Falling apart. I usually use the line that one of my heroes, Segovia, used to say when I remember him saying this when I saw him play in 1974 at Lincoln Center. He said, usually my excuse to stop playing is that the guitar is tired. But he said, tonight I am tired. Likewise, I'm tired myself, so I want to bring up Tommy now to play on Blood and Roses for our list.
You're telling me I should ask for Tom. You asked for Tom.
Come together.
Well, come on.
Come on.
Although I really want to do it, I think Ken should play with you.
We have one acoustic.
So Kenny should do it with you.
All right, well, sit.
How do you do it?
We'll sit down.
You want a chair?
Let's pull up a chair. If you pull up, we'll sit down again.
Ken, you want this? Sit high or?
No, no.
This. I mean, I've got all my tricks.
No, you don't want that.
You gonna sing, bro?
I need a chair.
No, this Give the.
Can I have one of these, please?
Mine too.
It's close.
It's close.
It's as close I can get in the other room. All right. Wasn't that close?
He's had a couple.
I'm gonna get the room.
Thank you. Good night. Let me turn this down a little. Let me hear you volume.
It was long ago was long ago. Seems like yesterday. Saw you standing in the rain. That I heard you say, want to love but it comes out wrong. Got to live but I don't belong. Close my eyes and I see blood and roses. Blood and roses. Blood and roses. Blood and roses. We did good. Thank you guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I had a blast. You guys have fun? No, you did it really good. You did really good.
Piece of sneak.
Another round of applause for our host, please. You made me so very happy.